What does this actually look like in a marriage? Well, let's start with sarcasm and public jokes. I've heard it said that sarcasm is often called the lowest form of wit or humor. I agree. I think there's a good reason for that because on the surface, it looks like humor, but underneath, if you really think about it, it's usually anger, frustration, or criticism just wearing a mask. Okay. Because the person using the sarcasm gets to say something hurtful, but hide behind the words, "I'm just kidding. Can't you take a joke? Don't take yourself so seriously." But the one on the receiving end of that doesn't feel that humor. We've all been on the receiving end of sarcasm, haven't we? No, it feels like, it feels like a bit of a sting. So if your spouse is doing this to you, or you're doing it to your spouse, the person on the receiving end never knows if the words are safe or if there's some sort of hidden jab or hidden meaning underneath the words. Many couples get into the habit of making fun of each other in public, which is every time I see this, I just cringe internally. I just think, oh, your marriage is going to pay such a stiff price for this. Maybe it's at a dinner party. Maybe it's even on social media. So the spouse on the receiving end may often laugh along to save face, but inside they might be thinking, if you really respected me, if you really loved me, you wouldn't make me the punchline. Public jokes at your spouse's expense are especially damaging because they humiliate rather than showing honor. Sometimes somebody else has said something quote unquote funny at your expense, but your spouse laughs along. And that can be just as hurtful, just as damaging. Because in that moment, what do you really want your spouse to do? You want them to defend you. My wife is, my husband does, and to defend your honor. So when your spouse even laughs along with somebody else's public joke at your expense, again, damage is done. Your marriage becomes the stage for cheap laughs, and intimacy is traded for entertainment. Ephesians 5:33 tells us to respect our spouse, but you can't have respect and ridicule living under the same roof. It just doesn't work that way.